What's up, Creative Faces? L up on set from Creative Sound. Let's deal with pitch bend when performing note repeat using impact inside of Studio One 4. So the first thing I want to blurt out that there is 50 million ways to do the same thing inside of Studio One, which is really cool. So when dealing with pitch effects, I want to show you a few ways to do this. Now, what you want to keep in mind is if you are creating this effect using the pitch bend on your keyboard, this will not work if you are working inside of Impact, and this is why. Now this is Impact right here. Now check this out. I'm using my pitch bend on my MIDI keyboard. Right. So basically I'm affecting the entire thing. So just imagine that all these pads was filled with drums. You would definitely hear the effect there. Now, what you want to do here now when you trying to affect this, now the first thing you would think is like, okay, there is a pitch. This is pitch right here. We could do it right here. Not necessarily. Now this is a little different, and I'm gonna show you. Now the cool thing is, depending on the pad that you are, the one you're selected on, these functions here is dedicated to the given pad. So if I do this, you know what I mean? Every time I change something. So if you make a change, just be careful. You pay attention to which pad that you are, which one is selected, because those effects will only take place on that pad, which is a cool thing. I like that. Now, here's the thing with this pitch. Now, like I told you guys, there's several ways to do the same thing. So if I right click right here, I can activate the automation lane for pitch bend, or actually, if you're trying to map this out to a macro or a button on your MIDI keyboard, the correct term is sample transpose. So it's not going to be pitch. This is the correct term to look for that. Just keep that in mind. Now, the way to get to your automation lane is just hitting the A key on your keyboard, or you're going to activate that by clicking on this button here at the top. That's another way to do it. And if you do not see what you need to see once you are in automation, you just click this button here, the bottom left of that region or that track or that channel. And that's how you see all your automation lanes. And you should be able to see everything like within the actual track or the region. You will see what's going on. Now we have the what we call it, the sample transpose is activated. Now here's the other thing. Now we're in piano roll now, okay? So we have piano roll activated here, and the thing about this is when you're working like this, you want to make sure that this here is selected or pushed in or activated. This is your synchronized editor to arrange it. And basically what this means is once I hit play and everything lines up, you see, everything syncs up. So if I zoom in or I zoom out, everything is going to line up. Now I toggle between this because, say for instance, I want to keep my range of view stay put, but down here piano roll, I may need to just make an adjustment down here somewhere and do my thing. And I don't want, so I toggle between this. But for what I'm about to show you guys is you want to keep this line up, because this is the only way you're going to see the automation of what we're about to create, because it don't pop up down here. It's only 4 things that pop up: velocity, modulation, your pitch bend, which is, like I said, associated with your pitch bend wheel on your MIDI keyboard, and your after touch effect, automation, whatever. So here is let's go here. This is the automation to the impact, and let's just go ahead and start inputting automation here. So I kind of want to start putting automation where I see that my note repeat is doing its thing. So like in 58 around there. So I'm gonna grab my lovely line tool. I love this tool. All right, so about right here is where I want to start making the effect right here. And you can see what's going on right now. All right. Now that was a little bit extreme. Let's put another one right here. Right? You know, this effect, what I'm trying to create is definitely common in today's modern music. But this is not something I want to deal with. This is so for instance, if I want to make a change later on, this is what I have to do. Let me switch my tool back. Say I don't like that. You know, I want to adjust, you know what I mean? Like I want to adjust how far down I went as far as the note, but that's you know, this is kind of like not what I want to do. The only way to go backwards is if you undo this, or I take this whole selection here and delete it and redo it. I can do this though. However, if that's what I'm trying to achieve, I can just create two nodes on either end and go. See, the Studio One is smart enough to know that once I reach a certain threshold, I can go ahead and trim that. Now that's cool. I like that. But again, you know, I don't like this. So if I need to make any type of adjustments, you know what I'm saying? This is not necessarily what I'm trying to go for. I mean, it actually might be pretty cool. No, that's not.
Bruh.
I'm lying to myself. So that is what will happen if you mess with the pitch here. What I find, okay, let's delete that. I'm gonna just delete that altogether. What I find here is if I just want to affect the entire pad, which, you know, I kind of like how that sounds. Now I'm gonna leave the pitch right there just to affect the entire sound, the overall tone of that hi-hat, right? And what I'm gonna do is mess with the envelope. Now, this is the pitch envelope amount. Now, I find that this is what I'm looking for. This is what I'm trying to achieve. So I'm gonna go ahead and activate that lane, and let's bring that down. And again, I'm just kind of keeping the eyeball on things. I'm gonna change my tool back to the line tool, and then I'm gonna go here and kind of do what I need to. I'm gonna add that there. Okay, that's nice. I'm gonna do the same thing right here. And the cool thing about this is now that my lines are nice and smooth and sharp, that's what I'm looking for. I'm gonna change my tool back. Now I have the option to curve my tool or curve my lines to my liking. You can't do that the other way. So right, and say that you know, I want to make adjustments. I feel like that is too low. Let's bring that back up, something like that. It just is easy as that. Still kind of too low for me. I mean, it sounds cool, but you know. Or I could definitely let's see, bring that back a little bit. Let's see. And again, if I want to create nodes, it's the same. Same thing. Right? So that is the way that I feel it works better. It's the envelope here. Now, if you are someone that want to go a step even further than that, you know, it just depends on workflow, because now at this point, if I shut down the automation and I'm kind of looking at everything like this, you know, things get a little bit lost, because it's like there isn't a page down here that reflects what we just did, right? It is only when we go in automation. And I mean, the cool thing is, like, a lot of times you are able to see that in the actual, you know, you can't even really see it. You don't see it at all. So the step above that will be actually to make a page, make it pop up down here at the bottom. Right at the back, you only have these 4 that are available. That's what's showing right now. That's what we see down here at the bottom. But what we have to do is actually go here to bank A, right? Click the downward arrow, and we're on pad 2. Okay, all right. Scroll down till you see pitch envelope amount. Now we want to go ahead and add that to our page, and now we can see that it reflects here down here at the bottom, which is wonderful. That's what we want. Now, what's going to happen is it's going to overwrite everything I just did. And actually, this is a good time to deactivate this here, the page syncing. I can go in and move things a little closer, and then I can go ahead and draw in. This is, for me, this is a little bit better. I can see a whole lot better. Now, keep in mind, if you're latching like this here, you're gonna see that pop up here below in automation in the arranger. So, for instance, it's not gonna pop up down here for whatever reason. I don't really know why it doesn't pop up down here, because it's like we're doing the same thing. So anyway, once I begin to add things here at the bottom, I'm gonna go ahead and just start changing things. Let's change my tool, add that so when you do it like this, everything I just did here, it cancels out. See, something's supposed to be happening right there. So this page right here overwrites everything that's going on in, up here in the arranger. For me, it actually works out pretty well, because if I want to pop this window out, say I'm really, really diving in and trying to, get in, zoning in for real, I can actually pop this page out. And then it also works out for those guys that have separate or several screens, and you can blow this screen up and work on this specifically. And so now everything is lining up like it's supposed to, and you can see, and I can also adjust this here. So now I can kind of see like a streamlined view on what's going on right here. Change my tool. Also keep in mind that your tools changes up a little bit. It's like number 5 here in the arrange window, but once you get to the piano roll, it's number 3 if you're looking for the line tool. And then you still have the same tools or whatever. It's just that this tool here, the smart tool, took a place. If you wanted to like switch everything back to smart tool, this is actually number 1. And then you have your secondary tool here. So 1 and 2 is being occupied. And so your line tool switches 2 spaces upward if you're in the piano roll. So let's say I want to add, got to come up here and same deal, have your curve. So I want that there. And I want to achieve that again right here. You know what I'm saying? That sounds pretty cool to me. So if this video was helpful, I appreciate it if you give this video a thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't already. We're doing stuff like this all the time. Again, my name is Ella from Creative Sound. Remember, music is art. You're the artist. Paint your picture. Stay creative without rules.